and now we have EOI and ELOI in relationship to 16 and 17, which is water and fire, so to speak, and how they're important symbols in our outer temple rites and ceremonies, but and in the inner temple rites and ceremonies as well. They're important. 16 and 17, Yotia and fire, those are outer manifestations or manifestations of these meanings. As man, from number 12, as man goes forward, he goes, as we mentioned the last time, into 13, 14, 15, so that's the test or the uga and the belief. The test or hope being the first one, and then or belief, you know, the all highest, and 15 being then the wind, the foamy, and on those meanings that were associated with those, that man goes through these conditions as he goes forward. Now, normally he doesn't dwell on in his mind and his contemplations on these conditions, because the outer realm is so filled with glories, we could say, or insistencies, insisting that he pay attention to this and that and the other thing. And we get that as well sometimes in our inner world as well, that we have to deal with certain things. And so, but when we desire to return to who we are and what we are, we go through these steps from the light and the fire, from the light to the water, to the wind or the air, and to the all highest, the upper foundation, we could say, or the upper earth, so to speak, because it isn't really an earth, but it's a higher or a more rarefied condition, a more refined condition. Well, in any event, we can work our way back to humanity, what it means to be human, and recall that row of where man is on is the objective experience of this row up here, of that first row. That first row is sort of subjective, but this is the objective experience of that first row as well. And so when man goes back to what he is, he can go before these conditions prior to himself. And yet, while man can do that, and man can go to origin, the foundation, to the unseen even, and through marching through these steps. I say marching through these steps if he's progressed sufficiently. Normally it takes a lot of work to get through this, to peel away the onion layers, so to speak, to get to the core of who we are and what we are as a people, as a human being, as mankind. In reading symbols, one of the things in learning to read symbols, and this holds true in Oahspe and the Safa, you can see there, but it holds true generally in life as well. And that is that we have the world split, so to speak, in halves. They're not really split. I mean, they are united. They still have union, but we can still divide it into two parts, and we understood that earlier on when we talked about the the O, and the Esk, and how the is the foundation and the O is the abstraction of it, and the perception of opposites and all that. And so that created the two conditions, number two being the second one, and then the third condition of Esk being the synthesis of both of those. The O and the and that's seen in Samoan as well. Well, we can understand that creation, or in looking and understanding the way that the cosmos is created, essentially that which is on this side to my left, which for you would be over on this side, that represents looking back toward origin. It represents looking toward the feminine, towards the beforehand, toward the past. And when it's to the right, that looks to the future. That looks to the going forth, to the masculine. And recall that we have both masculine and feminine within us. So we can look both forward and backwards. And you'll notice that, and the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because if you look and notice, in Samoan, Gan is facing to the right. He's going forward. He's looking into the future. He's moving outward compared to inward, which is this way. So man is meant to go forward, to go forth, but he can look into backwards to his origin. In fact, to reconnect with who we are, the essence of who we are, we need to go backwards. We need to find, we have to, as they say in Oahspe, retrace our steps. Find out who we are inside. Find out how our distance is from Jehovah so that we can move closer. And when we learn certain behaviors, certain habits that are not conducive to light and peace and harmony and truth and beauty and glory and Jehovah's kingdom, then we want to change how we react so that we react in all those virtues. And so part of that is then this looking inward and this looking backwards and all that. But mankind as a race, as a species, is meant to go forward, meant to go into the future and to build. And that's that's what's in ascendancy in him. Just like I'm a male, therefore I have the nay in ascendancy in my outer flesh, in my outer covering, so to speak. And a woman has the opposite in her. So I have a tendency to go forth because of this of what I've inherited, and the woman will have this tendency to pay attention to that which is burgeoning, we could say, or coming along to move, because one of the things is this is darkness and this is light as well. You've heard of the left-hand path and the right-hand path. That's where that comes from, because this is because not only is there a dichotomy this way, you know, between those two things that we talked about, but because of the drift that's in creation, we also have the light up here and the darkness down here, and all those things that that go along with it.